Peggy 16.
Guardians of the Galaxy. You misread our intentions.
No, you've made them pretty clear.
Sometimes sacrifices must...
I had to check.
Groot, Quill Kill.
Grand Unifier. Breaker. Right? First, let me just say it's really cool that you've heard of us, right, guys? And it's cool that you didn't try to kill us just then, especially with your two pals right there. Could have totally ripped us apart the moment you walked in, which we obviously all appreciate. But also, we've kind of got a few questions, like...
You came here seeking truth. Rejoice. The Matriarch wishes to share it with you.
Okay, that is really not cool.
What do you mean he's not picking up?
Come! The Matriarch awaits.
Cosmo! How you doing, buddy? We were just about...
Do not feed Cosmo cat biscuits, Peter Quill. Cosmo also know Guardian of Galaxies have Nova Tracker on ship.
Okay, I'm sure it's just one big misunderstanding. Right?
Right.
Seems to me like you're short-staffed, and we want to find out what happened as much as you do.
We do?
So let us investigate for you.
Always a catch, Peter Quill. And not fun kind with ball.
Face it, Dog Breath. You need us.
My name is Daryl Purdy. I am the cinematic and animation director on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
First to claim they have captured Atara Tara. Prove it.
Our game is a very narrative-driven action-adventure experience with many larger-than-life characters. We use performance capture as our main tool to bring those characters and story to life. Shooting a complex original story with a large ensemble cast and close to 6 hours of interactive cinematics was no small feat. Most scenes have at least the 5 Guardians, and in many cases, other characters from the Marvel Universe, like in this scene with Lady Hellbender. For Lady Hellbender's introduction, it was important to us to play against expectations. What's great is we start to play with those assumptions early in the scene. Star-Lord assumes their monster is superior to the scared, meek little creature ahead of them. However, that meek little monster turns out to be Atara Tara. a powerful shapeshifter. In response to its rampage, Lady Hellbender defeats the enraged creature with tenderness rather than brute force. In this scene, we wanted to create an overall feeling that things are not always as they seem.
Hey there, I'm Star-Lord. Okay.
Drax the Destroyer.
Here we join the Guardians, led by their self-proclaimed leader, Peter Quill, in an attempt to pull off a con job. Having been arrested and fined, they now owe a considerable amount of credits to Nova Corps. They devise a plan to sell either Rocket or Groot to Lady Hellbender, an exotic monster collector, as a way to make a quick buck. Once the deal is complete, the Guardians plan to double-cross Lady Hellbender by later sneaking into her fortress and breaking their friend out. Players have the choice to sell Rocket or Groot, and this decision will create different paths in this chapter.
And what were you expecting? Perhaps I can do something about it.
Unlikely.
We'll see, Destroyer. I can be quite forceful.
Peter Quill. I believe she is flirting with me.
Humor is also an important ingredient in the Guardians of the Galaxy experience, and flipping expectations helps us with this as well. Star-Lord is the sweet talker, the charmer, the natural negotiator of the team. But Lady Hellbender seems less interested in him and more intrigued with Drax the Destroyer. Drax seems somewhat unsure how to respond to this attention. This sets up another great moment where the player gets to choose. Do you rely on Star-Lord's charm, or do you hand it over to Drax and hope he can leverage Lady Hellbender's interests to the team's benefit? You will have to play the game and decide for yourself to see how the negotiations with Lady Hellbender go.
Hey there, hi, I'm Star-Lord. Drax is actually with me, the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. May have heard of us?
You? No.
Oh, well, let me tell you. Now you have.
Lucky me. Spare me your empty platitudes.
Apologies, my queen.
You are not the first to claim they have captured Atara Tara. Prove it.
I assure you,
I said,
milady.
release it.
We got this.
You are free here. Bring in the next seller and transfer 10,000 units to that last one's next of kin.
Hey there, I'm Star-Lord. Okay.
Drax the Destroyer. The undoing of the Mad Titan in the flesh. And such flesh. Your presence honors me.
You are much smaller than I expected.
Oh? And what were you expecting? Perhaps I can do something about it.
Unlikely.
We'll see, Destroyer. I can be quite forceful.
Peter Quill. I believe she is flirting with me.
play along, man. Flatter her or something. You got this.
Just for the best. Your negotiation skills are terrible. Lady Hellbender, I can see by the size of your weapon that you must be a skillful warrior.
Perhaps I can give you a demonstration sometime.
You would make an acceptable opponent.
Tell me, Destroyer, what brings you to Seknarf 9?
Hey there, hi, I'm Star-Lord. Drax is actually with me, the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. You may have heard of us.
You? No.
Oh, well, let me tell you. Now you have.
Lucky me. Units to the Hellraiser who kills these so-called Guardians of the Galaxy!
We got this. Guys, huddle up! We'll win this together. Hit the music!
Rejoice! You made it just in time for the miracle.
Oh, you Drax!
I am putting you and your crew under arrest for
Actually, can I call you back?
What?
Drax, destroy!
Cadet Gold, what are you doing here?
Aren't you a little young for the Corps?
Aren't you a little old for that hairdo?
Okay, boys, let's start the
So the shepherds found fresh flock.
Hi, my name is Olivier Proulx, senior producer here at Eidos Montreal. For the past few years, we've had the privilege to work on our version of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and reimagine it into a single-player, story-driven, third-person action-adventure game. It's our own fresh take on the Guardians, and something that's really unique to our game is that you get to be Peter Quill. As Star-Lord, you're constantly in the middle of the action as you try to lead this band of misfits. But today, I'm really excited to have all of you join us on this journey, and you'll hear more about the game from our team behind this project.
Right, let's do this!
I've always loved Marvel's cosmic characters. Growing up as a kid, I read them, enjoyed them, loved them. I had the opportunity to write for Marvel on some of their cosmic titles. I went back with the help of Bill Roseman, the editor, and kind of cherry-picked characters from Marvel's past.
The opportunity here was to build a team, but to make it all underdogs, so that the reader would think, oh my gosh, how is this team going to survive?
And that became the Guardians of the Galaxy comic, which we loved working on.
I remember the first time that the Marvel crew came to Montreal, we were showing them the design of the characters, how they would look, and they stayed silent. I don't know if it's a minute, but in my head, it was a minute. I was like, oh my God, like they hate it.
We realized how much that Marvel and Eidos Montreal share and have in common, and that we knew the Guardians were in perfect hands.
Looking at the samples that Eidos were kind enough to show me, I think he's fantastic and absolutely in the spirit of what these characters are.
What makes the gameplay experience unique to me is no matter in what phase of the game you are, whether you're in exploration or you're fighting, the Guardians are constantly around you and you never feel alone. While you're the leader, the Guardians will also challenge you and make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to it.
You are literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions you'll make will have lighthearted to haunting repercussions, and the game will react to what you do and say.
Gamora, no killing teammates!
Says who?
It's literally in your contract!
I made no such commitment.
You are playing as Star-Lord and you're using your blasters and you're using your jet boots.
Star-Lord is really empowering. He's very agile on the battlefield. He can slide and over with his jet boots. Of course, he has his elemental blasters that have different powers as well. And on top of all of this, he can use the unique abilities of his Guardians.
We're not pirates. We're legally incorporated heroes for hire.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No!
The story is about a group of misfits, the Guardians. In our world, they've been together for less than a year. They create something on a small scale that looks insignificant. And as they progress through the story, they discover that they created something really big that threatens the galaxy.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise. And when you're starting to work on a story like this, you get to get your pick of which ones will make the best for this story. That gives us the opportunity to bring in some that are well known, but some that are also not all that well known.
What Eidos is getting so right about them is capturing what it's like to be a misfit family. They're also bringing an amazing imagination to it. You're going to see planets and characters that are going to blow your mind.
Interpreting it in its own way, I think, makes it feel incredibly fresh and exciting. It's not a matter of trying to replicate the comic or trying to replicate the film. It's trying to take the medium you're working in and make the best version of Guardians out of that.
They made it fun, they made it rock and roll. They delivered everything you would want in a Guardians game.
Guardians of the Galaxy. You came here seeking truth. Rejoice. The Matriarch wishes to share it with you. United in the light of belief, all suffering, all grief will end.
Oh! Ah! Ah!
What's wrong with you?
Oh, I think I think I'm having a heart attack.
Cease this at once.
Fine. Cosmo! How you doing, buddy?
Grand Unifier Raker, leader of the Church of Truths.
During that ritual with the priest, they kept talking about a promise.
It was like they were drinking funky juice or something.
Or joined the cult.
So let us investigate for you.
Always catch, Peter Quill, and not fun kind with Bob.
Hey, World Mind, long time no see.
The current probability of defeating
The Universal Church of Truth is
0.3%.
Is that bad? It sounds bad.
It is.
I hope you've got one hell of a speech plan, Peter.
That makes two of us.
I'll take you to the stars.
Follow me!
Show you who we are. We're space riders with no name. Take you to the stars. Show you who we are.
By rejecting the promise, you have proven yourselves unworthy, and you must be destroyed!
That was completely intentional. The Milano's on her way. Thanks, bud.
PlayStation.
Guys, huddle up! Okay, so Plan A might be a bust.
That's an understatement.
Too bad somebody crashed the ship.
Peter Quill, you are no match for this glorious creature. Get behind me!
Oh, great.
All right, guys, Plan B. Yeah, we're in trouble. But we're the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now who's with me? Woo! You're a big guy! Rocket! Fireworks!
How's this for a plan B?
Drax! Pin it down!
At last! A worthy foe!
Gamora!
Slice off its tail?
Yeah! That! See? Piece of cake.
Quill, you got a plan C?
Okay, boys, let's rock the hell!
We got this! Probably!
You are Star-Lord, leading a legendary band of heroes for hire in this thrilling action-adventure game. Jump on a wild ride across the cosmos, overwhelm opponents with Star-Lord's daring combat style, and encounter iconic and original Marvel characters. You'll call the shots for the unpredictable Guardians as you face cosmic threats to save the galaxy. You got this, probably. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy blasts onto Nintendo Switch October 26th.